Uh, we'll start the today's briefing sessions. Before we move ahead, there is one important Fed speech which is of John C. Williams. So we need to give emphasis on the speech, that what are the outcomes, what he has said exactly in his speech. So first we do the uh, short analysis, a very brief analysis of his speech, because it will give us an idea that what exactly he's telling and how the US economy is performing, and why I'm emphasizing on this speech, because he is the New York Fed president, right? And whatever decision he is going to take, because right now through New York only they are doing their open market operation. That means they are buying their short-term bonds, right, and liquidating more liquidity into the US market. So just to be very clear, the speech downplays tariff impact as one of price effect peaking soon, but this masks deeper risk. William notes tariffs were lower than spring 2025 fears and already added 0.5% to inflation. Uh, if we move ahead and talk about the labor market, so what he has said, that labor market is at 4.4% unemployment, signals a downside employment risk, but it is balanced only by recent cuts, while upside inflation surprise linger if tariff escalate or supply issue emerges. And because of this, they have not done the reading after the month of October. That means November, December, they don't have the data. And because of this data, he admits that in calculating the CPI, that is the inflation, they have made the mistake, right? So this is the important thing which I've marked in this thing. So, and because of this news, the market is not reacting very aggressively, but we have seen that whatever impulse which we are seeing into the gold prices all of a sudden halt, right? Although he is indicated that in the year 2026 there is no chances of rate cut, right? But yes, right now inflation is rising. Currently it is at 2.75%, and it may rise by 0.5%, that is 50 basis point it may rise. I'm talking about the inflation, and the reason, because of the tariff, right? Lot of inflows are coming, right? And if this thing happens, then there is chances of rate cut. Otherwise for the whole year there is no chances of rate cut. That means whatever interest rate which the US is giving, it will be steady. It is a very good news for the bond market. Okay, and this is happening when they are doing their open market operations. That right now they are liquidating their previous bonds, right? Short-term bonds, especially. So this is the thing. Apart from this, one more important thing which I want to discuss, that uh, the balance sheet, if I talk about, ended the QT in December 25. That means they are telling us that they have stopped printing more money in 2025. Now they will do the quantitative easing. So there is a cycle of quantitative tightening, which we call the QT, and then the quantitative easing. And if this is going to happen, the same thing which we have discussed yesterday, to pay the debt, US is going to print more money, right? And for that they need the precious metals to be high, because it's a rule that central bank have to maintain a reserve of 40%. Whatever they have printed the money, they need to maintain the reserve, right? Then there are a lot of other things, like we need to discuss the debt to GDP ratio and all. So we're not going into that. Now moving ahead, we, we have the current account data for the Japan, and it's very important, right? Previously it was 283, but right now it is 3674, which is quite higher, which is indicating a good thing that exports are working. And right, when lot of news are coming, and this is the thing. And if you see the bank lending year on year also have increased to 4.4%. So up to 116, 170 level, and majority of countries, those who are against the dollar, right, who are in favor of They want these things to happen, right? Right, weaker. So it is indicating a probability that yes, USD is going to go up against the GPY. We discuss everything on the chart also, right? Then moving ahead, for the Turkey, we have the current account data. But why I mentioned Turkey? Because a lot of turbulence right now happening. We have seen how the protests have been planned into the Iran, and Iran have traded at their all-time low. One USD equals to 1.40 million Irani riyals, right? It is a sign of hyperinflation. But yes, we need to understand the math behind it, right? Because it's a very conservative country. Internet access is not allowed. They have banned the internet access. But Elon Musk, their company Starlink, have given free internet access in this geographic location. Why? Right? Then almost from 5,000 to 75,000 gadgets have been identified which are smuggled into Iran to use internet, right? And they have posted, even the BBC reporters have failed to post any violence or any protest images from these locations. But because of this Starlink, the whole world knows that what is happening, and they have created this chaos in throughout the Iran, right? So again, the second economy, second power hub after the Venezuela, is again on the target of Trump. So lot of disturbance is happening. So yesterday we have discussed that there is high sign that which the things are going on. The all, if I combine all the episodes which are running right now, and if I connect the dot, the picture is very shady and then very alarming. Then if we move ahead, then the passenger vehicle sales for India is also increasing. Why I am giving emphasis on this? Because passenger vehicles means the buses and all, right? So in a public transport, if there is high demand for crude oil price is also going to get increased, right? And if war happens, there is short supply of crude oil, then the oil prices in India is going to rise, right? But it's good that if you have bought the shares of Tata, Ashok Leyland, and all, so it's a good sign. Moving ahead, so I'm not discussing the budget balance now. We are directly hopping on to the US session for today. So in the US session, we have lot of important data, but just prior to the US session, we have one important data from the Canada, which is the building permits. This is very important, right? And the previous was 14.9%, and the consensus, the expectation of the market, that it will come in negative fear, right? If it is come in positive fear, it will be a surprise. So if building permits are more, that means government have given permissions or license to build more buildings, right? So there will be a oversupply or supply of units, but it will create a multiplier effect in the economy. To build the building, we require cement, we require steel, we require wire, and once the home is constructed, we require insurance, we require bank loans. So it will create a multiplier effect. It's a good sign for Canadian dollar. So we need to focus on this data also, right? Because the expectation is very different from directly previous. It was 14.9%, and the expectation is in negative figures, right? So we need to see, even this negative figures also came, then also it's a surprise for the market. So you will see very good movement in Canadian pair, right? So don't take any trade right now if you find very good opportunity. So what we will do after discussing this thing, we'll discuss any Canadian pair, right? Like CAD JPY, right? Or EuroCAD, to understand that what happening on the Canadian pair and whether there is any opportunity which we can grab or not, right? Then moving ahead, we have the core inflation rate on month and year on year basis for the month of December, right? Which we have discussed, it's 2.6%, and there is probability to rise it. So it's not a surprise for the market if data figures come more. Because of the tariff, lot of foreign inflows are coming into the US economy, and due to which there will be a short term inflation, right? So zero point 0.5 basis point, that means 3.1 we can expect. If the figure is more than that, then That will be the surprise. If figure is lesser than that, the probability is although very low. But if this the same figure came, which is 2.6% or 2.4% or 2.5%, no surprise for the market. Same is the case for the CPI. All this are the same data, and they have itself said in the speech, right? You can get the transcript of that speech on the official website of the New York Fed, right? Over there, you can see what exactly they have said, and you just need to do one thing. You just need to press Control F and try to find how many times they have used the word inflation, how many times they have heard use the word escalation, how many times they have used the word. So these are the words related to the group of fear or greed, right? So you need to identify that how many times they are giving emphasis on inflation. If again and again they have used, right? Suppose 21 times they have used the word inflation. So inflation is the core, right? Then this data will be important. So already we have done that, and they have told us that this CPI data is not that correct because we had a gap, right, because of the US shutdown. But moving ahead, we have another leading indicator data. Yes, it is a leading indicator data, which is the new home sales. If the US economy is improving, so a lot of people are going to invest into the real estate. They buy new condos, new housing units, and we need to see that which specific sector is being increasing in the real estate sector. It is a luxurious segment, or it's the normal budget homes which are called the condos, right? So if their sale is increasing, that means people have disposable income. It's a good sign for the US, right? And because there are a lot of turbulence, so we need to see, right? And if there is a sudden spike in the demand of real estate, then also it's a caution. That means people are converting their wealth from other assets into the real assets, which we have discussed, and real estate is also one of the asset. So whether this type of trend we identify or not, so today's datas are very important. And here comes the last 30-year bond auction. So if you guys go to any media house which belongs to the left wing, right, that means which gives the information from China, from North Korea, from Russia. So whatever news we see belongs to the Western media. Now we need to give emphasis on this Eastern media. So they are targeting this thing, which is 30-year bond auction. That means it is a ticket. If you believe in America, invest in this bond, right? And this is the time to invest. If you are with America, invest in long term bonds. Long term bonds means US will have more liquidity into the market, and China, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube and articles on which indirectly Chinese influencers are promoting not to invest in long-term bonds of US. Because if US have more liquidity, they can support the war, and whatever operations they are running, they can sustain with those operations, right? So that will be a sign. So right now they are targeting this. USS is creating disturbance for all the other countries, and other countries are also trying very hard. We have discussed that yesterday. China have dumped a very big chunk of bonds right into the market, and today 21 billion worth of bonds have been dumped by the Indian Reserve Bank into the market. So it's a cascading effect. So against the 500 tariffs which US have put on India, they have done that. And same kind of thing they have done for Iran. Whatever Iran uh, is facing right now, the currency crisis, why it is happening? It is happening because of the sanctions which US have put on it, right? So we need to see, because this will be a very directional move, right? And right now we are not getting any insights from other countries which are supporting Iran, like Russia or China, right? Although China is or China and Russia both are emphasizing, or uh, they are pointing America what they have done on Venezuela, but they are not talking about the Iran right now. So we need to see that what is their stance. Moving ahead, in the last, we have the monthly budget statement, right? Although it is in negative because US is also have a deficit budget, so it's not as surprising. So till now, these are the important data, and then we have the Fed Muslim speech. So we need to see uh, what are the outcome of his speech. So we'll discuss, and this will come under the overnight developments into our research report. So that's all from my side. According to the data events for today, so we have identified that we will get good opportunity in US. US means Euro GBP pairs, then into the indices, and then into the gold, right? And then apart from this, we have one more important data for the Canada also. Now we close this section and directly moves into the charts, right? So I'll share my live charts with you. I hope you have access to my screen, right? So let's discuss this first with the gold, right? So this is the gold chart, right, on a H1 time frame, as you can see, right? And right now, after making the all-time high, which I've told many times in my briefing, that my all-time high is around 4627, and it have made a high of 4630, right? So for me, this bullish momentum has been done, and now it's a time to profit booking, and that is the reason we have seen the prices are moving sideways. Now, as an intraday trader, what should I do? First, you need to identify the two important key areas, one for the upside, one for the downside. And for that, I use fractal. I'm a fan of fractal. And you can see this is one swing point which I can identify, and this is one swing point, right? And if I focus on this swing point, so this is the low, this is the day's low. Below it, market is facing very a lot of struggle to give me a close, right? And this is the high, so I'm waiting. I need a close above it or below it, right? And this is the Asia session, and it is sideways, and it is between our two moving average bands, right? It is an indication that market is going to move sideways, right? Now let's take some confirmation that what the indicators are telling. So I've used the ADX, right? So ADX is very bullish right now. It's still uh, ADX, although the ADX is going downwards, that means the whatever is the prevailing trend is getting weaker. The prevailing trend is sell, right, which is getting weaker. And if I see the DI, so DI is being correcting for the upside, right, and it is still above very high levels, above the 30 levels. That means still the sellers have lot of fuel into it, right, and they can push the prices for the downside. So no clear direction is getting, and sell side is heavy if I see this analysis, right? Now let's have a look on the RSI. So over here, we have this one low, then we have the next low, which went below the low of this candle. So I have a bullish divergence. So prices, bulls have tried to push the prices upwards, but failed to push the prices above the high of this candle. That means sellers are still very active. That is the reason after the bullish divergence also, they have turned the RSI to the downside, right? So still the sellers are active. Now let's try to identify whether we can identify any kind of market structure being forming into the market. So yes, uh, a head and shoulder at the top is being forming right over here. So this is the shoulder, right? Those who trade or those who scalp, right, and 15-minute, 5 minute or 1 minute time frame, for them this microstructure is very important, right? Now this is the head, right, and this is one shoulder, right? This, right, at the top, right? And we need the breakout of this neckline, right, which we are waiting. Our indicators are also telling that yes, sellers are getting active. Whether it's a profit booking or anything, right now, don't think of taking a buy. When you should change your biasness towards the buy side again into gold, when you find a very strong candle which will give you a close above it, and you have high, low, high, low formations. That means prices are making swing for the upside and there is a short start of upward trend. Then when this will happen, then only think of taking a buy. Till the time, wait for the prices to react, and high probability that in today's data, which we have the new home sales data for the US, is the data which will give you the fall towards the downside. Maybe it may be a correction, right? So over here I have used the moving average of 78, right? And I use 78, I use 17, right? So high probability that if prices get rejected or get weaker from here, right? So whatever is the size of the high and the neckline low, almost 60% of movement I can expect into the gold. So the probability that prices will come up to this level, right, which is 4534 levels, right? When the candles are making this, moving average is also going to get above, right? And prices take support and then again went up. Why I am relying on 78? So just to give you the confidence that why 78 is act as a strong demand or supply zone. So let's have a look into the past charts, right? So every time when prices reach this area, there is a reversal and it tried to give me a close above. That means the prices will give up the gap up or gap down, right? Surpassing this band area. And once the prices are above the 78, whenever you find a dip and again the prices are moving upwards, that means you are in an uptrend, you should take buy, right? Now see this candle, right? To clear this area, they have given this big candle, right, which have passes this band. Each and every time this 78 moving averages is being respected by the market. This red line is 78. See, prices went down. So yes, right now gold is looking very bearish, right? And if prices went down, when it will went down, when we have the break of the neckline. Whenever I use the break, I means close, right? And I seriously means it. So we need a close and then we can take a sell call by keeping our stop losses above the high of this shoulder, right? And then we can have a very good uh, downfall in the prices, right, up to the level of 4534. If prices get a rebounds from here, so high probability that this here we have a very strong area, we have the gaps also, so high probability prices will come down and again there will be a reversal in the prices. It is a right time to take the buy. And whenever any big reversal is happening and if you have identified a very important pivotal swing point, whether it is in start of a uptrend or a downtrend, you need to see the fundamental part also. Whatever you have seen on the chart, whether the same thing is being in a sync with whatever on geopolitical level is going on. If your story matches, right, your technical summary and your fundamental summary are saying the same thing, that means you have done your analysis correct, right? And always remember that market always tends to trap the retail traders, right? When you identified things very easily, that means it is a trap. I am not the only guy who have identified this head and shoulder. There are a lot of people who have identified this head and shoulder. And what happens, just from the neckline they have pushed the prices for the upside. Now there is a dilemma, right? Whether it will go down, whether it will go up, because head and shoulder, lot of people have taken sell and still they are hoping that it will not going to take their low. So it may happen that prices may push upwards but fail to give me a close above this high, right? Just to hunt these stop losses which are resting. If you find this kind of pattern and whatever candle is going to make over here, right? And if the next candle breaks the low of that candle, it is the time to take the sell call. But if anyhow gold prices successfully gives you a close above the high of this candle, it is the time to take the buy call and keeping your stop losses below this consolidated area. Your first target will be the high, right? That means whosoever being trapped into this market patterns, right, they have their stop losses resting at the high, all time high. So they will push the prices, right? And just to push the prices, we all need reasons, right? the big players or the market movers, that they don't need any reasons, right? If they have lot of inventories and they are getting the right prices, right, and if they think that in future gold prices may going to get down, and for a very longer period of time it will not make a all time high, so what they will do, they need buyers into the market, so they will push the prices above. Once there is lot of demand, they'll supply their inventory, right? They get out of the market because they know that they are getting the right price right now. So you need to think like them also, right? What they will do, if you are a jeweler, right, if you are holding lot of gold into your inventory, right, so you are not buying gold today only, you have accumulated this gold on a daily basis according to the price action, according to the price movement, and according to the liquidity which you are having, right? So you have accumulated, you have an average price, right? Till the time prices are above the average price, you are in profit. But at any specific point of time, if you have an idea, and because these are very well connected and close community business, right, so they have an idea that soon gold is going to, that is the reason I told you that commitment of trade report is data is very important, and we need to analyze the mining data also, that what is the total demand, how much gold is coming into the market, right? I'm not talking about the paper trading. Paper trading is only to test whether the retail traders are in favor to push the prices upwards or not. Still, they have greed or not. Whether they are in greed or in fear. If they want you to be in fear, they will push the prices downwards. But although, yes, we are a short term trader, prices might go for the downside. So, this is for the gold. Now, let's have a look on the US oil. Then we'll discuss the Canadian pairs, right? So this is the US oil prices. Because of the Iran, again the turbulence is going to happen, and soon the prices are giving us a rally, right? So this is on a H1 time frame. Let's have a look on a daily time frame to see the bigger picture, right? We have discussed yesterday that prices have made a very strong sideways sluggish movement, right, which is being cleared right now. See, I have drawn this downward descending trend line, right? Lot of liquidity is resting over here, right? Now see, prices went up, we had the exhaustion, that lot of people think that yes, this area will act as a resistance. But what happened into the next candle, which is the Monday, this is the Sunday candle and this is the Monday candle, right? But what happens, prices went down, failed to give me the low of this candle, and again push the prices for the upside. Don't consider it as two candles, consider it as a one candle. Prices opens here and closes over here, right? So it's a strong candle, but still they somehow successfully give me a close above the high of this candle, right? Now again the prices are pushing upwards and they have grabbed the liquidity which are resting above it, right? Now try to identify the market structure, that what are the probability. So see, this is one shoulder, this is the head, right? Exact at this point, see, these are the inverted head and shoulder neckline. Now there is chances that it may correct, it may correct, right? This is on a daily time frame we were talking about, right? Or there is chances that prices will give a close above the high. So to bulls to win, we need a close above this neckline, right? To For bears to win, we just need this prices to sustain at the current level and give us a exhaustion in the daily candle. Now let's see the smaller picture. We understand the bigger politics. Now let's understand the smaller politics, and remember whatever happening on a geopolitical event. Venezuela oil is under the control of US. Iran will in a very strong trouble. Energy prices are very high over there. Then again, all these factors are pushing that prices might go up. Now let's have a look on a smaller time frame, because we are intraday traders. See, after a very strong impulsive move, we have a short candle formations right now, right? But it is not a sign that prices will go down. This is the daily low, right? This is the daily low, right? So what we need, that if we want that prices will give us a close below the low, and if they are in a planning to make a candle red, we need the breach of the low of this candle within this same candle, right? If next candle breaches the low of this candle, consider this selling, just as a short term correction. It is an opportunity to take buy, right? So what I'm telling you, that this candle failed to give me a low below this level, below the low of this candle. The next candle breaches the low of this candle, this will be a correction, right? So if I draw the try to identify the micro structure of this upward trend, so what happening, prices went up, taken the correction, correct, then again prices went up and taken the correction, right? Now I know that this impulse have been started from this point to this point. So just to have an idea that how much correction it may take, and so this is the tool which I've used, which is the Fibonacci retracement and 6175.1 level. So I need a candle to give me a close below this area, then I am towards the sell side. If I find exhaustion from this area and a green candle, then I think that this movement is going to continue and will have a close above the neckline, right? So right now there is no trading opportunity. Wait for the prices to correct, right? Yes, but if prices give you a low below the low of this candle and next candle also tries to go below that, then you think of taking a sell call. But that too for a very shorter period of time, right? Because prices went down and they will take a rest at this level, right? Because we have a consolidation, right? In the trending market, there is no trade settlement. There is only one power is involved at that point of time. If prices are going, only bulls are powerful. When prices are going down, only sellers, bears are powerful. But when the market is sideways, that means both are in equilibrium, right? And who needs this equilibrium? Those who are involved in this business, those who are the big players, they want to settle their contracts, they want to settle their trade agreements, and they want a specific price. So always study consolidation instead of trend. Okay, so that's the reason this base which we have identified, if prices come down, we need clarity on this area, right? So this is for the crude oil. Now let's have a very short sneak peek for the Wall Street also. So US 30, again, this area, the all-time high is being uh, acting as a strong resistance, right? So we have a strong resistance, and if I try to draw the trend line over here, so this kind of trend line I can identify, right? And this is a ascending symmetrical triangle, right? And according to the basic rule of this formation, that prices will come down and again we have a sudden spike for the upside, which might be possible. The new home sales data and the CPI data, if surprises the market and tell us that the US economy is going to perform very good, lot of people will divert their investment into riskier assets to make profit, right? And US also wants this. So this maybe happen, and if this is the case, so before going up, we will have a fall in the prices. Although the size of the candle is very low, which is an indication that right now there is no trading opportunity, right? And over here, I've used the alligator indicator. Prices are still above the red line, which is called the teeth of the crocodile, right? If prices went below this red line, it is an indication that yes, prices are in the mouth of the alligator and now alligator will swallow it. So that trend will end and prices will go down, right? And let's understand the microstructure also. So this is the microstructure which I can identify. It is also an indication of bullish kind of pattern only, right? Prices went up, went down, went up, went down, no liquidity. So it's better stay away from this market. Right now, there is no big opportunity. If you really want to catch something, place your buy stop orders above the high of this order. And it is not a very long term call. You'll get a sudden spike in the price, and that is the profit. As soon as you find the spike, whatever profit you're getting, get out of the market, right? Take your profit and stay out of the market. Okay, and if prices went down and again going upwards, then this area will act as a strong pivotal area. If we are getting a rebound of prices from this area, taking a buy would be very good. If prices fall with very strong candle for the downside, then selling is going to get started into the Wall Street. Okay, Now let's have a look on the Euro USD. So Euro USD, after giving a very strong impulse, right now it is moving sideways. But if you see, there is a slight shift in the market symmetry towards the upside. We are seeing a H1 time frame, right? Now let's have a look on H4. H4 is very best if you're trading into the currency market. So I tend to use H4, right? Just give me a minute. Maybe something is okay. So this is H4, right? And prices went down. We have drawn a trend line which is being respected wonderfully by the market, right? Prices went up. There is a gap. That means prices have tested. So the probability of prices going above is very high. Right, just by looking at this, we have a very strong two bulls, right, which have pushed the prices upwards. Then sellers have tried to push the prices downwards, but see, the low of this candle have not been taken yet. This is a N formation, and if euro is getting stronger against the USD, then gold is also going to do the same thing. And to take this confirmation, you can use the correlation calculator, that what is the correlation between the euro pairs, euro USD and XAUSD. You'll get it. If the correlation is very good, that means if there is buying in the euro USD, then that buying will have an impact on gold also. Gold will also come under the bullish pressure, and whatever structure we have identified and we have discussed that prices will go up is going to get happen. Then let's have a look on the BTC USD also. So right now it is trading at 92,000 level, and we have a very strong sudden fall. So it is looking bearish right now, right? And it have taken this small trend line. So those who are trading on a smaller time frame, SMC lover, they will find a lot of swing points and lot of liquidity. But I am very much sure that prices will come down and take the low of this candle. So BTC USD is looking short, right? And it is still into the alligator band, right? So if this candle gives me a close below the low, below the this red line, so it is an indication you can take a short-term sell call, right? Because now energy is under the control of US. And in the last, let's have a look on USD CAD pair. So I'm taking, instead of taking the USD CAD, I take CAD CHF or CAD JPY, right? So I'll take CAD JPY, okay? Why JPY? Because JPY is getting very weaker, right? And because of this data, which we are expecting to come, will bring lot of strength if data comes according to the expectation and shows very good figures that economy is expanding. So CAD JPY will be a very good pair. You will find very big movements today into the CAD JPY, right? Just give me a minute. See. Very strong cat. This is H1, right? And this is the consolidation. And this is the best part, right? Just mark this consolidation high and low. And you just need to take the trade on the breakout of this area, right? You just need to focus on this thing. If prices went up, taking buy would be very good, right? And if it is at a very higher point, because we have seen a very strong surge in the prices for the upside, so the probability of a taking correction for the downside is very high. And if this correction is happening before the data release, that means there are two theories, two possibilities in the market. If I draw the Fibonacci, right, either right now is a corrective phase, prices will come down, right? And when they come down at this level at any specific point of time, and as soon as the data releases, they get an impulse for the upside. So this will be a buying area, right? If prices sustains in this sideways range, then high probability that instead of taking a correction, it will continue to move upwards, right? So this area will be very good. So you need to make your watch list of CAD JPY, CAD CHF, USD CAD, Euro CAD, because you'll find very good movement in CAD, right? We have seen in H1. Now let's have a look on H4 also, right? So see, this is at the resistance point, right? This is a very strong resistance area, correct? This is the H4 candle. This candle is going downwards. This candle is very small also. So yes, it may come down below the low of this candle. So you can expect the prices to go down till the level of 114.37. And right now it is trading at 114.46, almost 10 pips of movement you can catch for sure from here itself, right? But yes, it may take the correction, and we have a very strong impulsive movement, and we have a very strong fair value gap. So the probability of prices coming down and again moving up is very high, right? Because again, this head, this is the shoulder, this is the big head, and this is the starting of a new shoulder, right? I do two probabilities: either prices take the low and again continue to move up and made a inverted Quasimodo pattern, or prices will continue to go down and complete this market structure at the top, which is an inverse head and shoulder, which is a continuation pattern. That means high probability CAD is going to get stronger and JPY is going to get weaker, right? But if I want to catch the whole impulsive movement, I should have patience, wait for the prices to give me a correction. When the correction is done and whatever impulse I'm getting, so this area will be the best area to take the buy calls, right? You'll get an impulse till the neckline of this area, right? This resistance area. And for a shorter term period, right now, you can, yes, you can take a sell call, right? But for a very smaller targets. So that's all from my side. Now I open the session for taking the Q&A. If anybody have the any question, any doubt related to the data and related to the things which we have discussed, so you can discuss. We have last 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, we'll close the session.
Sir, can I know the what's the website name? The all news I can see instant when they release.
So for that, you can use the Wall Street Journal, right? You'll get the free subscription, but in Wall Street Journal, each and every news, whatever news which we have, they update very fast,
For gold,
right? For
for
gold, you
gold and
can
silver.
for gold and silver, you can use the World Gold Council and World Silver Survey. You just Google World Silver Survey, and there will be a website window will pop up. You will find all details related to silver. How many silver is produced today? Who have placed the biggest order? What is the exact supply in all the metal exchanges, right? Because silver is, there are very few exchanges which deal in physical silver or physical gold, like Shanghai. For silver, we have the London Metal Exchange also. And I'll tell you that for silver, there is very important news. Shanghai, in last 20 years, it never happened. Shanghai have denied to settle the physical delivery of silver. And they have told, and same is the case with Switzerland. They have told that they don't have enough silver to settle the trades, and they have halted the trading of silver. And that is the reason they have increased the margin. So there is a very strong uh, short supply of silver right now, and India is the biggest buyer of silver till now. So yes, silver prices are going to go up, right? We may see silver prices trading around 100 ounces, right? And just go through World Silver Survey. It's a very good website for silver. For gold, World Gold Council. Okay, and the third website
World Gold
is
Council, the website
World
name.
Gold Council, yes. And the third, which is the best, is the Beerman Telegram channel, because we used to gather all the information from all the sources, right? Scrutinize it, process it, and make it in a manner so a layman can digest it and take the trading decision on behalf of that knowledge. But yes, to fulfill your curiosity, you should visit, because there are a lot of other information which are very helpful, right? Then you can see the international news channels which are very good, like we have MSN, right? So see, one news channel belongs to the Western media, one news channel belongs to the Eastern media. Like we have the Dawn in China, we have the Huffing Post in US. So what both the parties are telling, and combine it, then you will get a very clear idea. Okay. And also visit the Shanghai Metals Exchange, London Metal Exchange for more authentic information related to this metals. Okay.
No, actually, I know to I want to know the related of the newses like CPI, NFP datas like that. That the website name I need.
Okay, that website you need. So for that now, you can use ChatGPT also, and we also conduct the educational sessions. You'll find a lot of other educational courses which are dedicatedly designed on how to interpret the macroeconomic data. But it's better. It's my personal opinion, right? It's my personal opinion. The best part of this market, and if you really want to get successful into this market, try to study the other traders, not on social media, not on YouTube, but try to study their books. So you will find a very good book on economic and indicators by the Economist. Economist is a very big group, right? They have a book which is freely available, and they have given all the fundamental data with their interpretation and why it is important. You'll find a free copy of it on the Google. So study it so you will have an idea that why CPI is important, how CPI is directly connected with bond yields by employment data, by NFP data. If NFP data comes, what is the probability that CPI is also going to get rise? So CPI is inflation. If inflation is rising, right, that means people have more money. That's the reason we have the NFP data on every first Friday of the month. If people have more jobs, more money, inflation is going to get rise, right? And if inflation is rising, so we need a double entry system, right? If inflation is rising, that means all the retail sector is also performing very good because people are consuming. So retail sales should also be come in higher figures. If both are in not sync, that means there is something fishious about this data release, right? And government do that, right? They fabricate the data, right? And now we are dealing with Trump and Elon Musk, right? They can do anything. So you need to cross check the data, and then you need to create the biasness. But yes, you need to study one book. And I've given you The Economist. This is a very good book. Economic Indicators by The Economist. I'll just message your relationship manager. I'll share that book photo and all. Have this book with you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And daily attend our session. Every day we have some data and we discuss that data in very detail, right? How to use and apply that knowledge into the real world of trading. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So that's all from my side. Thank you for attending today's sessions. I hope nobody's having the questions because I've tried my best to explain each and every small detail or micro details, whatever I have identified on the light charts, right? I've given you the idea. Just try to remember that everything is linked. You'll find very good opportunity just before the release of the data, and you want that data release, and your price should be at that specific pivotal area, and from that area only you need to take your decisions. Okay. So that's all from my side. Thank you all for attending this sessions. We'll meet again tomorrow with lot of new insights and lot of new things. So this side and rock sign off for today. I thank you all of you for attending this session and request all of you to kindly leave the Google Meet room. Thank you guys.